What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt. So, it seems that a lot of exclusives on the Xbox and the PlayStation are now starting to go multi-plat, are now starting to go to the PC, and are no longer exclusive. And a lot of the fanboys are really tripping about this. But the crazy part is, a few years ago, when I was making a big deal about these exclusives, or lack thereof, nobody saw a problem with it. When I was calling out the fact that everybody was hyping up the PlayStation 4 and there wasn't that many exclusives, or the exclusives were getting delayed all the time, the reaction I got from the PlayStation fanboys was, well, it's selling. We don't need exclusives. Plus, we got multi-plats, baby. See, they were saying that because at the time the Wii U was selling like trash and wasn't getting any multi-plats. So they were able to say that because the Wii U, even though it wasn't selling well, wasn't getting the multi-plats, still had the best, some of the best first-party games, the best exclusives at the time, which was later definitely proven now because those same games were re-released on the Switch and now everybody loves them. Same games though. But back then I was telling you guys, y'all need to make a bigger deal about these lack of exclusives and lack of this content on the platform. But y'all was all in hype mode. Y'all didn't care. We don't even need the PlayStation 4. Doesn't even need games to sell. And I said, what does that have to do with you? Nothing. And now we're seeing the repercussion to all that. There wasn't hardly that many big exclusives for the system. And the sales of those exclusives, while they were decent, it was no Nintendo level. And now you see why these games are starting to go multi-platform. It's because they need to make money. You can't compare a game, say on a Nintendo system, selling 10 million plus at $60 to a game on another system selling 10 million plus where 70% of the sales were at the sub $20 mark. It's not comparable. Seeing these people recently touting about the PlayStation. Oh, the PlayStation is the highest selling system game console series of all time. That's nice. But what about the games? The highest selling PlayStation exclusive of all time, according to a quick Google search anyway, is The Last of Us at 17 million. 17 million across two platforms. That's the combined sales of the PlayStation 3 version, the PlayStation 4 version, Last of Us Remastered, and don't forget that it's including sales of Black Friday bundles where Last of Us was free. And then also Last of Us Remastered has been as low as what, like $5 on PlayStation Network? All of those sales are combined to get to that 16 million mark. Mario Kart Deluxe on the Switch has sold that amount already on one platform at $60. And that's a re-release of a Wii U game that already sold 12 million. Let that sink in for a second. Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft, in terms of game software sales, they're not even in the same league because they don't make the same type of money. But they want to. Why? Because that's where they make their freaking money. The Xbox division before the Xbox One, and it probably didn't even change because the Xbox One didn't sell as well, nearly as well as they thought it was going to. The Xbox division has never been in the black. They've never been profitable until the Xbox One. Even that. They've always been in the red. So they need software sales. They need Xbox Live subscriptions. Same with PlayStation. They need PlayStation Plus subscriptions. They need software sales. Now, they get the 30% or whatever from third parties, but they need more than that, especially with how expensive these games are being to design and how long they take to come out. They need to make some major money. And I think one of the big reasons why you might see some of these games go multi-plat is because they need the money. They need to recoup. These systems, these new systems that's coming out, if they're as powerful as they are rumored to be, they are going to be sold at a loss. And to make up the money for that loss, they need software sales. So putting those games on other systems or other platforms or a PC or whatever, it's going to allow them to make more money. And then certain games will just sell on better on certain systems. Like the games that Microsoft put on the Switch were games that will probably sell better on the Switch than even on Microsoft's system. And if you think that's the last Xbox exclusive that's going to be available to play on the Switch, you got another thing coming. But I tried to tell you guys, but you didn't want to listen. Didn't nobody want to listen to anything that I said during the Wii U era just because of how the Wii was selling. Despite the fact that the same stuff that I've been saying this generation, I was saying last generation, it's all been correct. But y'all only want to listen to someone when their system is selling. And that's the problem. You guys are too into hype. Never look at the repercussions. Well, hyping up sales instead of games is the reason why these games are going multi-plat, because they're not selling as well. They're not selling well enough to make enough money for them to stay exclusive. Period. So you don't want your games to go exclusive? I mean, you don't want your exclusives to go multi-plat? Buy them. Buy more of them. I mean, that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.